when we come for you? Correle, correle, ándale. What you gonna do when we come for you?
What's up? Yet again, it's me. I'm in the library now, so I'm going to be a little bit more quiet, a little less emotion, but, we're going to start off this whole thing. Today's going to be a wrestling show, basically. Some of the news that's happened around wrestling and what I'm going to talk about a little bit is going on. Should be a good show, so let's start out. Officially, Marcus Corbin is most likely finished with the wrestling business. Like I had predicted to some of my friends that I think this family issue is the reason he was released, and I didn't see him going back to TNA, and a lot of people were telling me Marcus Corbin need to go back to TNA and stuff like that, but I disagreed. I didn't think that he should go back to TNA, and because I said he wasn't going to be mentally in the game because of it, and officially he isn't going to do any more wrestling. He said he wants to stay home and take care of raising his sister's children, because one of his sisters is the one that died. So that's why he isn't going to be doing the traveling schedule, because he's raising the little sister that had died. So sad, but family always got to come first. So Marcus Corbin, you had a great career. I send my salutations to you. Good luck in your future endeavors. Alright, in other news, King Booker has not quit the WWE. He will return after his 60-day stint because of the investigation steroid thing. He's suspended for 60 days. He will be back, and very fortunately, he is said to be dropping the King Booker gimmick. More on that later. I also like to send out a congratulations to Mr. John Cena, who you today have officially passed Randy the Macho Man Savage's reign as WWE champion, WWF champion, whichever. Randy Savage's record was 371 days. Today is the 372nd day that Cena has been champion. So now he is 5th on the all-time list as the longest reigning WWF champion of all time. Congratulations, Cena. I think you're going to lose it to Orton, though. As much as I hate it, because I don't want Orton to be the guy to do it. And I want to tell you something. They say you see a lot of things talking about on the internet why people get suspended, and they say the big thing is you cannot no-show at events, and Jeff Hardy and stuff got in trouble at a house show because he didn't show, things like that. That's why he was suspended, aside from the head injury he got from the Ken Kennedy. But I just wanted to tell you that Randy Orton, he no-showed at a WWE house show in Illinois just about 2 days ago. Do you think Randy Orton's going to get punished for it? Probably not, because he's in the backstage. Randy Orton, I know Randy's not. He's in the backstage with Triple H. I know he's not going to get injured. I know he's not going to get in punishment for it. But he just no-showed an event. He still gets shed of the WWE title. He doesn't get any suspension whatsoever. This is what I'm talking about. Randy Orton has the connection backstage with the Triple H's and the stuff like that. He's not. It's just disgusting to me how they double standards so many things, or how they don't punish things like that. Randy Orton was busted on this steroid thing, and he doesn't get suspended. Explain that to me. Triple H. Anyway, Shad Gaspard is on the independent circuit right now. You know him as part of Crime Time. He was at the PWA show, which is something Booker T hosts, actually, and he faced Psychosis. He lost, though. Also, Jay Black Machismo will also be on the independent circuit that Booker T is hosting, and it's amazing. But this is the big news. This is the big news right here. I'm just going to, be upfront with it. They say Teddy Long's condition was happened because of, they say Viagra caused him stress or whatever. It's a little too much information WWE didn't need to say, but, I'm not going to get into the Teddy Long situation. Like I said, I think the storyline will be that he faked his heart attack. Get out of the way. Alright, but here's the big news. WWE and TNA superstars appeared at the same show, independent promotion, and faced each other. It's called the UWF, and it had a war game type of show. War games, as you know, WCW War Games. Basically the same thing. You had Dustin Rhodes, the Steiners, Team Mackinson, faced JBL's team, and that was Team Sergeant Slaughter, and JBL brought a team, LAX, Steve Corino, Elix Skipper, CW Anderson. And Sergeant Slaughter win because he put the clover clutch on JBL. But you know, it's amazing, and with the WWE talent, D'Lo Brown, because D'Lo Brown made his debut on SmackDown a few months ago in a dark match. But D'Lo Brown defeated Abyss, and AJ Styles won an 8-man battle royal. And Joey Matthews defeated AJ Styles, and Ron Simmons, Sinshi, Daphne, Gail Kim, they were all at the show and involved somehow. And that freaking amazes me. TNA and WWE talent on the same independent circuit shows. You got some good potential matches right there. And okay, here's the other big news of the occasion here. The biggest news is that Ric Flair is not retiring. It's true. Listen, he stated at a NASCAR show he is still with the WWE, and that any fascinations of people of him on the internet saying that he has quit WWE because the storylines are false and fake. Says the WWE has given him the opportunity to end his career the way he wants to. So, I'm here to tell you all. And listen, I believe too that it was behind the storyline thing, but I just want to address someone that said he's key to the backstage area and knows the people that work back there, saying that Flair and Vince had a disagreement about this, and that Flair said he was quitting because he was going to get a title shot at WrestleMania and blah 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 blah. And you know, I want to address that person right now. I told you that you should hold on your saying, just like I should, until Flair released an official statement. You didn't. You said you were really with the backstage people, and that's what happened. And now Flair comes up and says it hasn't. That's why you should shut your mouth. Now, on to other news. What I was going to tell you about King Booker, basically. Alright, WWE told King Booker if he was ever to come back, they said that they're not going to go on with this King Booker gimmick. It's not over with the fans. It's stupid. It's things like this. And they gave him the choice to stay with WWE and change back to the Booker T gimmick or a different gimmick, but he would completely have to drop the King Booker gimmick of all. And I think that's a really good thing, because if he drops the King Booker gimmick, that'll take a lot off of his wife Charmel. She won't have to travel all the time, or maybe she wants to, but I've heard she says she doesn't like the traveling. So Booker T, go back to Booker T gimmick, go back to something else. Just don't ever come back as King Booker. It doesn't work when you're not the champion, okay? You shouldn't be feuding with Jerry Lawler. You're better than that. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say on this occasion. I'll have more to say on the next tip about a few new ECW superstars and a women's division also going to become really, really deep in the WWE. I'll also have some TNA news for you. You know, today was strictly WWE. I'm going to have some TNA news for you as well. I'm going to just tell you about some of the stapings, what's happening with Sting, the women's division, Vince Russo, and all these different things like that. And how Rikishi is, you know, not wrestling with a contract. Oh, I do want to address Rikishi. I do want to address Rikishi's status right now. I can see, after I saw Rikishi on TNA, you know, I am not surprised that the WWE let him go now. You want to know the reason why WWE let him go? Because he refused to lose weight and become into entertaining shape. And the way Rikishi looked a few nights ago on Impact against Christian Cage, probably a half-star match. I mean, he just looked terrible. I mean, seriously, he was just... I have no idea what they were thinking, but he looks just terrible in the ring. Do not watch his match with him and Christian. It's probably one of the worst matches TNA has put on all year. I'm sorry to say that, but it is, okay? Now, I will mention some other TNA right now. Gail Kim, they say she is to be the one that's going to carry the women's division, and Ron Killings, his status with TNA, it's questionable. And he's only going to be committed through this whole Pac-Man Jones angle, and it's going to end in the next month's pay-per-view. So I think if they are going to let go of Ron Killings, I don't know. I just hope they don't bury him at a pay-per-view. You know, I know TNA, that's how TNA is going to do business, but you know, I really hope they don't bury Ron Killings at the pay-per-view. You know, he doesn't deserve that. He deserves to go on to bigger and better things right now. Also, Jeff Jarrett. He's been trying to make attempts with the Tennessee Titans to let Pac-Man Jones wrestle. And if they let him wrestle, his deal will be extended. And if he's not, then it's only going to be Bound for Glory, and then it's going to end. But you know what? I say, TNA, if you're going to spend $10,000 on every appearance for Pac-Man Jones, at least have him wrestle. Just a little thought. You might want to follow it. Alright, that's it for today. I'm outie. Alright, y'all have a great day.